Hi guys, most of my focus will be on Liz Truss, as it's looking more and more likely that she will win the Tory party leadership campaign. Now, her opponent Rishi Sunak had a lot of support in the north of England, but that seems to have shifted to Truss, which means that unless Liz messes up massively or the former Chancellor can pull something out of the bag at the last minute, it will be the Margaret Thatcher cosplayer who will get the keys to number 10. Here Truss was asked a question by a member of the audience at this Sky News event. Liz suggested that she could stop a recession even though economists and the Bank of England are predicting one. Have a listen to this.
The Bank of England have said that a recession is inevitable. What can you do to mitigate the impact of this?
Well, what the Bank of England have said today is, of course, extremely worrying, but it is not inevitable.
Okay, but the question was not, what will you do to stop it? The question was, what will you do to mitigate it? And now she's saying it's not inevitable. Okay.
We can change the outcome and we can make it more likely that the economy grows. And what's important is, first of all, that we need to help people struggling with the cost of living. I would immediately reverse the national insurance increase. I would also have a temporary moratorium on the green energy levy to save people money on fuel bills. But I'd also keep corporation tax low to make sure that we are attracting investment into our economy and doing all we can to avoid a recession. Because
okay, but that's not going to avoid a recession. You're talking about cutting an increase in national insurance. That's not going to stop a recession. You're talking about cutting a green levy. That's not going to stop a recession. And you're talking about maintaining low corporation tax. Once again, that's not going to stop a recession. That's like saying we're going to stop the train from coming off the rails by staying on the train. You're doing nothing to actually stop a recession. And I don't think it's possible to stop a recession. The only way you could do something to dent it would be to borrow billions, maybe even trillions, and pump it into the economy. I think that's the only way you would stop a recession. Put massive amounts of money in people's pockets. More than inflation. So they would have huge amounts of cash and they'd be spending it in the economy, and this would boost the economy. That's the only way you could do it. But talking about maintaining low tax rates and getting rid of a levy, which has very little impact on the cost of fuel that people are paying, is not going to cut it.
I know what it's like when people lose their jobs, when towns and cities across our country struggle.
This is a question. Has Liz Truss actually ever done a job? What did she do before she became a politician? Did she work somewhere? Did she lose her job? Is that what she's talking about here?
I don't want our country to go through that. That's why it's so important we keep taxes low and we do all we can to grow the economy by taking advantage of our post-Brexit freedom.
You've had 2 years now to take advantage of post-Brexit freedoms, and we're heading towards a recession. So now you're going to say, oh, look, I'm going to stop this recession by taking advantage of post-Brexit freedoms, such as trade deals that take decades to have any effect, or at least some years anyway. We're talking about dealing with a problem now. Of course, the trade deals are not going to help the economy. It's been predicted that they would add 0.5% or something like that to the economy. You need to be growing the economy in double figures if you want to see a massive boost. But it's heading into a recession, and you're talking about Brexit, which is adding to that recession. It's like saying, I'm going to put out the fire by throwing more petrol on it.
Unleashing investment, changing things like the procurement rules and doing things differently. But now is the time to be bold, because if we don't act now, we are headed for very, very difficult times.
You happy?
That's bold. I'm going to do more or less what we're doing at the moment. Yeah, that's the reason we're going into a recession. But I'm going to stay at pretty much what we're doing. I'm not going to really change anything. See, that's bold.
I am. That's good to hear. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else got a follow-up on that one for us?
And that was good. Yeah, so the person asking the question was satisfied with that. So Liz Truss has said, I'm going to do pretty much nothing to stop the recession, and that will stop the recession. I don't know what else to say. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.